My name is Eric Clonger. I'm going to be talking a little bit about cost of transportation for two programs that are here at Belton High School. So Belton High School, we contract our transportation service through DS Bus Services. It is a 3-year contract and it's just a flat fee. But I'm going to talk a little bit and provide miles for these programs and how many miles they're using round trip with school buses. And the first program we're going to talk about is going to be the football program. So, for example, the varsity football team is going to play 5 away games. Excelsior Springs is 86 miles round trip. Fort Osage is 74 miles round trip. William-Chrisman is 58 miles round trip. Grand Valley 62. Kearney 9. And so that is a total of 370 miles round trip. However, we're going to times that by 2 because our varsity team does take 2 buses because of the amount of players we have on the varsity team. Plus, you got to remember equipment and stuff like that. So the total just varsity miles round trip for the regular season is going to be 740 miles round trip. The junior varsity team is going to have a very similar schedule. They're going to have the same exact schedule. That's the nice thing about junior varsity. Varsity is they piggyback off each other. You know, the junior varsity will play on a Monday or Tuesday, and the varsity will play that following Friday. And they usually, for the most part, ever since I've been at Belton, they've played the same team. So it's also going to be 370 miles round trip. The freshman football team is going to play 3 away games. So they're going to play at William-Chrisman, which is a 58 miles round trip transportation bus mileage. Raytown South is 32 miles round trip, and then Grandview is 16 for a total of 106 miles round trip. So for the total miles of transportation for the football program this year, in just the regular season, they're going to be using 1,216 miles round trip for the football program. Next, we are going to do the cross-country team. So for the cross-country boys team and girls team, it's actually nice because, again, they have the same exact schedule, so they'll just be taking one bus together to these games. So the Raymore Peculiar, 20 miles round trip. Platte County, 92 miles round trip. Grandview, 16 miles round trip. Lamar, 204 miles round trip. Barstow is 20 miles round trip for a total of 352 miles round trip. And then I did on the document, I put separate teams for 704 total round trip, which is actually is an error. I need to get rid of that because they're only the cross country program is only doing 352 miles round trip because they use the same bus. And that is going to be the cost for those two programs. Again, the cost is going to be, this is more information for the district to see how many miles during the regular season that these two programs are going to be using. Obviously, you would think that the football team would probably use a little bit more miles than cross country. However, cross country did have 240 mile round trip. I mean, that's pretty far for a cross-country event that they had to go to. So you never know, depending year to year, where districts are and stuff like that. Playoffs and districts are not calculating this. This is just regular season for sure. Miles that will be these programs will be using my miles round trip. Thank you.